So let's talk about crown lemurs and their habitat. So crown lemurs are an endangered species that live on the most northern part of Madagascar and are the only lemur that lives on the Cap d'Ambre Peninsula. They're relatively small, weighing about 3 pounds per lemur, and they're the smallest in the Eulemur species or genus. And they are one of the only two that are sexually dichromatic, which means that the male is reddish brown with a black crown on its head, and the female is gray with an orange crown on her head. So that's how you can tell them apart. And the niche that they occupy, they usually stay low if there's the Sanford's lemur in the same habitat because they want to avoid competition with them and they can be aggressive towards each other. But if there's no Sanford's lemur around, they'll stay high in the canopy. Uh, they've been known to cross the Kaartsinges, which is just caverns and fissures created by groundwater in limestone. Um, so the landscape is fragmented. So there's Madagascar is known for forest destruction. So if you can think about it, just imagine there's one little forest like a square right here, separated by farmland, grassland, or just trees being logged, and then another forest. So it's separated by that flat ground, and that is bad for them because they've lost part of their habitat, food supply, and somewhere to live, and they can easily be found if they're like crossing that plateau and be captured for food or illegal pet trade. Um, there's about 1,000 to 10,000 in the wild, and it's hard to estimate this number because you can't sit there and just capture every lemur. You have to do population estimates, and that is what they estimated to be in the wild. In captivity, it is also hard to tell because you don't know in the illegal pet trade or just who owns them because you don't need, Madagascar, they're not going to get permits to, or, they're not going to sign a waiver saying I own this endangered species. There's conservation strategies that IUCN has taken, such as national reserves to protect not just crown lemurs but other lemurs. There's also species survival plans that AZA zoos like in the Duke Lemur Center do to institute conservation, which is out of our exitute conservation, which is outside of their habitat to keep the species alive or not going extinct. And a fun fact about the crown lemur, it's not really a fun fact, but it's just something to take home, is that the illegal pet trade is the second most profitable illegal market behind drugs, and the crown lemur is one of the pets that people will go and capture then sell in a market somewhere because people want lemurs as pets, which I don't know why because they're wild animals, and they're also hunted for food because the native people of Madagascar eat lemurs. So this is something even in national reserves that the IUCN sets up. They're still being hunted for food in the illegal pet trade. So thank you for your time, and this is all I have about crown lemurs.